65 Adages of Imam Ali, peace be upon him, in satirizing the life. 1. Life is made for others and not for itself. 2. It is for the low level of this life that Allah is disobeyed only in it, and nothing can be gotten from him except by leaving it. 3. The bitterness of this life is the sweetness of the afterlife, and the sweetness of this life is the bitterness of the afterlife. 4. Life humiliates. 5. Life is the market of losing. 6. Life is the place of the miserable ones. 7. Life is full of troubles, frequent with adversities and disasters. 8. The little of this life corrupts the faith. 9. Life gives you up. 10. Faith for the afterlife is not useful with love for this life. Love of this life for itself, 11. Being happy about life is a stupidity. 12. Life will end. 13. Life does not protect who takes refuge unto her. 14. Life is the deal of the tricked, and the human being is tricked by it. 15. The little of this life is enough, and too much of it would kill. 16. Life is divorced by the smart people. 17. The companion of the life is a target for the adversities and changes. 18. Who turns away from life, it shall come at him by force. 19. Who is not satisfied with Allah, away from this life, then he has no religion. 20. Who was given life away, then he did not miss it. Perhaps who has given life away, and he didn't miss it. 21. Who depends on this life, then he is a troublesome banned man. 22. Who fights against life shall be dead. 23. Who spends too much asking for life shall die poor. 24. Who races against life, it shall go before him. 25. Who works for this life, then had lost. 26. Who sells his afterlife for his life, then he had lost both. 27. If the people of this life understood, then this life would be destroyed. 28. How many are there who were sure about this life and then got troubled? 29. Who built his life, then corrupted his afterlife? 30. How many are there of wise men who corrupted their ends? 31. Who takes care of life is doomed. 32. Everything in this life shall be over. 33. Who was tricked by this life, then shall be clogged with hopes. 34. How many are there who were trusting this life until it killed them? 35. Who was satisfied about this life, then missed the afterlife. 36. Troubles were linked to the love of this life. 37. In leaving life lies the path of success. 38. The ego of this life kills. I'm sure they mean that in a pop culture way, not the construction of consciousness, but the pride or the exaggerated self-esteem. 39. In this life, the rest of the troubled ones are. 40. The goal of this life is to end. 41. The divorce of this life is the dowry of paradise. 42. The health of this life is full of sickness, and its lusts are full of pains. 43. Asking for life, that is the head of disturbance. 44. The fixation of the afterlife is to deny the life. 45. The most devilish of disturbances is the love of life. 46. The happiness of this life is ego, and its enjoyment is to end. 47. The ornaments of life corrupt the weak minds. 48. The reason for the corruption of the mind is the love of this life. 49. The head of beasts falling in love with this life. Is falling in love with this life. 50. Mentioning life is the sickest illness. 51. Mixing up with the children of this life, that is the head of adversity and the corruption of piety. 52. The love of life is the head of every sin. 53. The sweetness of this life is the bitterness of afterlife and the bad end. 54. The neighbor of this life is in war, and its abundance is troubled. 55. The love of life is the head for every disturbance and the origin for every adversity. 56. The love of life is the reason for disturbances. 57. The love of life reveals the greed. 58. Bad is the place of life. 59. By death, life is ended. 60. The greatest adversities and troublesome times is the love of this life. 61. The smartest of people is he who refuses his life. 62. The best garment for this life is to reject it. 63. The greatest sin is the love of life. 64. The best worshiping is to give life up. 65. Life is a place full of dangers. Now, some of these sayings sound a little bit off because of the translation. Some of them sound a little bit off because we don't have the context. Islam admits that the love of the good things in this world and life are, perfectly natural, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it points out that these things, there's a limit in that love, or certainly a limit in that expression of love. These things are a means. You do and don't do things in this life for your afterlife, for God. How are you going to phrase that?